I hope you all people are and safe. Welcome to your class of English grammar and speaking. Firstly, subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon. Today I am going to discuss about definitions and examples of basic sentence elements. Firstly, I will give you the concept of independent clause and dependent clause. What is an independent clause? An independent clause can stand alone as a sentence. It contains a subject and a verb and is a complete idea. Sentence number 1 is I like spaghetti. Sentence number 2, he reads many books. So here these sentences are giving us a complete idea. That's why it is independent clause. Now comes the dependent clause. A dependent is not a complete sentence. It must be attached to an independent clause to become complete. It is also known as a subordinate clause. So you have to keep in mind that dependent clause is also known as subordinate clause. For example, although I like spaghetti. Sentence number 2, because he reads many books. Here in these sentences, although and because both are used in dependent clause. Now comes the subject. A person, animal, place, thing or concept that does an action. Determine the subject in a sentence by asking the question who or what. I like spaghetti. He reads many books. Here in these two sentences, I and he both are the subject. But keep in mind that person, animal, place, things, and concepts can be used as subject. Now comes a verb. What is verb? Verb represents action. For example, working, walking, sleeping. Expresses what the person, animal, place, thing, or concept does. Determine the verb in a sentence by asking the question what was the action or what happened. It means verb tell us about what has happened or what was the action. I like spaghetti. He reads many books. So here read is the verb. The movie is good. The be verb is also sometimes referred to as a copula or linking verb. It links the subject, in this case, the movie, to the complement or the predicate of the sentence. In this case, good. Object, a person, animal, place, thing, or concept that receives the action. Determine the object in a sentence by asking the question the subject did what, to whom, for whom. For example, I like spaghetti. So here, spaghetti is the object. He reads many books. Books, it is the subject. Here, the subject is he and the object is books. Prepositional phrase, a phrase that begins with a preposition. For example, in, at, for, behind, until, after, of, during. And modifies a word in a sentence. So here the prepositional phrases are in, at, for, on. These all are the prepositions. A prepositional phrase answer one of many questions. Here are a few examples: where, when, in what way. I like spaghetti for dinner. So here for is the preposition and it is joining the sentence. He reads many books in the library. So in is the preposition. Now comes the English sentence structure. The following statements are true about sentences in English. A new sentence being with a capital letter. We always use capital letter at the start of the sentence. For example, he obtained his degree. So the first alphabet H is capital because we use alphabet, the capital alphabet at the start of the sentence, then the remaining sentence. A sentence ends with punctuation, a period or question mark, or an exclamation point. He obtained his degree. A sentence contains a subject that is only given one. For example, Smith. But when we do not use Smith, we can use subject he. He obtained his degree. A sentence contains a verb or a verb phrase. He obtained his degree. A sentence follows subject plus verb plus object word order. He is the subject, obtained is the verb, his degree it is the object. A sentence must have a complete idea that stands alone. This is also called an independent clause. He obtained his degree. It is the independent clause and it is giving you the complete sentence structure and complete idea. Simple sentences. A simple sentence contains a verb and a subject, and it must be and it may be. It may also have an object and modifier. However, it contains only one independent clause. Key yellow, bold. Subject green, underlined. Verb blue, italics. Object pink, regular font, prepositional phrase. Here are a few examples. She wrote. She completed her literature review. He organized his scores by theme. They studied APA rules for many hours. Compound sentences. A compound sentence contains at least two independent clauses. These two independent clauses can be combined with a comma and a coordinating conjunction or with a semicolon. Key independent clause yellow, bold, comma or semicolon, pink, regular font. Coordinating conjunction green, underlined. Here are a few examples. She completed her literature review. Then we are using comma because it is the compound sentence. Then you can use and. She created her reference list. Full stop. He organized his scores by theme. Semicolon. Then, comma, he updated his reference list. Full stop. They studied APA rules for many hours, comma, but they realized there was still much to learn. Complex sentence. A complex sentence contains at least one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. Dependent clause can refer to the subject who or which. We use who or which in the complex sentences. The sequence time, since or while, or the causal elements because or if of the independent clause. If a sentence being with the dependent clause, note the comma after this clause. If on the other side, the sentence being with an independent clause, there is no comma separating the two clauses. Key independent clause. Yellow, bold, comma, pink, regular font. Dependent clause equals to blue, italics. Here are a few examples. Although she completed her literature review, comma, she still needed to work on her method section. So here it is the example of complex sentence. The next example is because he organized his sources by theme, it was easier for his readers to follow. Note the comma in this sentence because it begins with a dependent clause. They studied APA rules for many hours as they were so interesting. Note that there is no comma in this sentence because it begins with an independent clause. Using some complex sentence in writing allows for more sentence variety. So today we have learned about clauses and sentences. and the type of sentences are also discussed in this video. Give your views in comment section, and thanks for liking my last video. Okay then, Allah Hafiz and take care.